I'm Ali at Power Retail and I'm here with Dave Fear, the head of analytics. How are you?
I'm good, Ali. Good.
Excellent. We're going to talk a little bit about the switched on dashboard and everything about it, what it is, how it started. So do you want to explain?
Yeah, so this is something we've been working on for quite a while now and obviously very excited about. What we've been looking at is making available to our subscribers the data that we use, or some of the data that we use for the top 100. So a lot of people would be aware that we collect information around fulfillment, site features, site performance, and we use those metrics that we collect to help build our scores, and we use that to rank the top 100.
Mm-hmm.
But what we can do now with that data is we can track trends, and we can actually track the difference between people who are within the top 100 and people who are not in the top 100. And we can use that to highlight certain site features and fulfillment options that help, paint a picture of what a successful retailer looks like.
It's very cool. It's very handy as well. But what kind of inspired you to create this retailer performance index?
Well, that's something that's been around for a while. The top 100, that is, in that, I think since 2012, we've been collecting information on retailers for the top 100. Part of my role here as head of analytics has been to, build that out into a more data-driven model, and that's been the backbones of what we're doing here. Is because we now have all this data that we've collected and this research we've done on retailers, and we've been able to confirm that these are the metrics that help to drive success for retailers, the way we're defining it. We think that's valuable to the retail community in general, so they can have a look at some things. There's some specific things in there that are really interesting. One thing that we thought would be very interesting to monitor would be the adoption of live chat. And what we've actually found is that there's actually no real clear relationship between live chat and success for a retailer. That as it turns out, wasn't as interesting a feature as we might think. I definitely do think it's a good feature, but it's just not something that was restricted to people in the top 100. Other features, though, are polar opposite of that. So something like product reviews, we find that sites that have product reviews on their site have much better engagement on their site, which then leads to better conversion and better success. So there's no one thing, and that's a common question I often get asked is, what's the best way to climb the rankings in the top 100? There isn't an easy way to do that, and so I think this dashboard will help highlight that there's a lot of things that go into being successful in the online space.
Cool. So there is a lot that retailers can find on this dashboard, and just wondering, what were the benefits of seeing all of this stuff in the one place?
It definitely really highlights the things that matter. You'll see some things are very close for sites that are within the top 100 compared to those that aren't. And some things there's stark difference, and I think that will help retailers to identify where they maybe have room for improvement, or where they're well ahead of the curve. And so I think that's going to be the real value for it. We're also allowing it, we've also built in a feature that will track the top 100 on a weekly basis and allow people to compare that to the ranking for those retailers from last year's 2018 rankings that we announced at the All-Star Bash. So what that'll mean is that during the year we'll be able to keep an eye on retailers that are really succeeding, and keep a closer eye on the trending retailers there.
Very cool. So how is it different to, say, using Google Analytics or any other analytical program?
Yeah, it's, one way to think of it is this is really the output that you would get. You'd use a tool normally like Google Analytics to get some very granular and detailed information, and probably use that to create some insight and maybe create a report. And I guess what we've created here is something that's on that other end. We've built a dashboard that gives you the insights that you need, based on a pretty extensive effort in collecting data.
Yeah. So it's a really exciting sort of platform that you're developing. I was wondering how retailers can get involved with it and when it'll actually be available.
Yeah, so this is something that we're going to make available to our Switched On subscribers. So anyone with a Switched On Insights member will get access to this, and we expect this will be available this week.
It's very exciting. Great. Well, thank you very much for having a chat with me about this. It's all very exciting. If there's anything you have left to add, any other little details that set us apart from anything else?
Sure. I guess I should add that while we've gone to a lot of effort here to include some data that we think will be useful to retailers, this certainly isn't the only data that's used to construct the top 100. And we are always open to suggestions and feedback. So if there's other features that people aren't seeing here, maybe we are collecting that information, but maybe it's something that we've overlooked. So if there's things that other online retailers or anyone working in digital commerce wants to share with us and let us know that they think we should be collecting, I'd be really grateful to hear from them.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in, having a chat. It's a very exciting platform, and I'm sure every retailer will be dying to get their hands on it.
Me too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ali.